The Liver King's lawyers said in that bizarre court filing that the Liver King's intention was just to invite, but if he recklessly disregards a substantial risk that his statements would be viewed, even wrongly, as threatening violence.
That's the story.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Jordan Peterson, Liver King, Andrew Tate, they're all, and the shtick is always the same. Oh, no, you gotta be strong, big. Oh, yeah, you get everything out of your way. By the way, buy my product, okay? Yeah. I got raw testicles, everybody, raw testicles.
My question is this, Liver King is exposed that he's not natty, right? Does that mean the supplements are bull?
Breaking news. A brand new lawsuit has just been filed against the so-called ancestral living scammer, Liver King. Yes, you heard that right. And guess what? We are one of the first channels bringing you this story. Reports are now coming out that Brian Johnson, better known as the Liver King, is being sued after yet another alleged scam came to light. But listen, before I tell you how he ended up signing a contract in blood and still scamming his business partner, let's take a step back, because this is not the first time Liver King has been caught in controversy. His whole empire has been built on lies and scams. Let's break it all down. For those who don't know, Liver King is an influencer who claimed he lived by ancestral principles. He promoted eating raw liver, intense workouts, and a supposedly primal lifestyle while selling expensive supplements. He built a massive following online by saying his incredible physique came from this lifestyle.
Primals want to know, how does Liver King maintain a level 10 intensity? Here's how I do it. I start with liver for strength.
But of course, the truth eventually came out. It turns out the whole primal lifestyle was a scam. Liver King was actually using steroids.
Okay. Why do you take steroids?
Well, look at me. I obviously have little man syndrome.
What?
Little man syndrome.
Does that mean down there?
And his supplements? Experts later revealed they were basically worthless. Just trash marketed as something miraculous.
My question is this, Liver King is exposed that he's not natty, right? Does that mean the supplements are bull?
That supplement, which is not exist for a long time, that supplement, it's bullshit.
Remember when the emails leaked? That's when we found out Liver King was secretly spending over $10,000 a month on steroids.
He said he was all natural, but found out he was spending $11,000 on a month on steroids.
All while telling his fans he was all natural. That was the first major crack in his empire. When everything got exposed, he tried to put out a fake apology, acting like he wasn't a scammer, but anyone could see through it.
I'm making this video to apologize because I f***ed up. Because before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich.
And even after Joe Rogan exposed him, Liver King didn't back down quietly. He openly threatened Joe, showing just how desperate he was to defend his image.
His front row at one of my shows in Vegas.
Oh, damn.
At the MGM. Yeah, and then I saw him again at the Canelo fight. He was trying really hard to get on the podcast.
You choke me out, and if you don't choke me out, these other limbs will be interesting. Should be very interesting.
Now, all of that leads us back to today's shocking lawsuit. And trust me, this one is even crazier. Because this time, it's not about steroids. It's not about Joe Rogan calling him out. It's about a business contract that was literally signed in blood. So here's what happened. Back in 2019, Liver King partnered with a company called Brad Ventures, led by a man named Kearns. They created a supplement called MOFO, which stands for Male Optimization Formula with Organs. The deal was simple. Kearns came up with the product and marketing ideas, and Liver King's company, Ancestral Supplements, would pay him $5 for every bottle sold. That's about 8.6% of the retail price. A pretty standard business agreement, right? Well, but here's the insane part. At Liver King's own demand, this contract wasn't signed with a normal pen. No, it was literally signed in blood. He wanted to show how serious he was about the deal, like some kind of medieval oath. But now, according to court documents, Liver King's company stopped paying Kearns what he was owed, even while the supplement kept selling. Kearns says he didn't get his share. So now Liver King is being sued, and legal experts are saying he could be facing massive penalties. And if this case really goes against him, people are even suggesting he could be looking at 10 plus years of jail time for fraud and contract violations. Most people commenting on the situation are warning about how dangerous and bizarre it is. Some say never sign a contract in blood if it contains any kind of occult or symbolic terms. Others argue that if the court doesn't rule this contract invalid, then we're no longer a nation of real laws but of occult nonsense. Another person even joked, if you're not willing to sign the contract in blood, it's probably not a contract you should be signing. Clearly, a lot of people are deeply concerned about this issue. And it's not just that. Remember, Liver King was even arrested before for making a terroristic threat against Joe Rogan. The case hasn't been resolved yet, and and things aren't looking good for him. His lawyers are also in big trouble, struggling to defend him. Legal experts are closely watching this situation, and many are concerned about how serious the consequences could be.
And the public videos name-checking Joe Rogan also demonstrate an intent to intimidate and make Joe Rogan fear that the Liver King is going to physically confront him and potentially cause serious bodily injury. The Liver King's lawyers said in that bizarre court filing that the Liver King's intention was just to invite Joe Rogan to a consensual fight between manly men. But under Counterman, his subjective, actual intent is not dispositive. Maybe that was the Liver King's actual intent, but if he recklessly disregards a substantial risk that his statements would be viewed, even wrongly, as threatening violence, that's a true threat under the Constitution.
And things just keep getting worse for Liver King. Now politicians and experts have started publicly criticizing him for his actions and behavior. They're calling out how his shady lifestyle and reckless supplement products were basically scams, harming the public. In this video, political expert Cenk Uygur even voiced serious concerns about the impact of his actions on society.
That's the story.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Jordan Peterson, Liver King, Andrew Tate, they're all, and the shtick is always the same. Oh, no, you gotta be strong, big. Oh, yeah, you get everything out of your way. By the way, buy my product, okay? Yeah. I got raw testicles, everybody, raw testicles. And what does Alex Jones sell? He sells brain pills and penis pills, right? So the minute you see them selling pills, we're such suckers. We sell actually good coffee. We're not selling anybody's testicles. There's no livers. There's nothing gross. There's nothing that's a scam. You know what the correct answer is? Just don't eat processed food. Okay, processed food is terrible for you. So you don't have to go and eat like the liver of an ox.
Okay.
With all the lawsuits and controversies piling up, Liver King is now on the path to total destruction. If this keeps going, he could be completely forgotten by the internet. In this video, you can even see another one of his scams getting exposed. And if this reaches consumer protection agencies, he could face even more lawsuits on top of everything else, showing just how many dangerous and unapproved ingredients were used in those supplements.
What was in the ingredients, because they had a suspicion that people weren't getting what they were getting. So they emailed the manufacturer and they found out what was in it. They started digging further and emailing other people at the company, sharing conversations on WhatsApp, and then they would take screenshots of all the stuff. Now this is the ingredient list from the manufacturer that the employee was able to get. And this is a WhatsApp conversation between a lot of the employees where they used to talk amongst each other. So in the first part here, it says the source of the protein. U.S. origin, not Swedish. Grass-fed while weather permits, not grass-finished.
Now, Liver King isn't just dealing with one lawsuit. He's also facing another business lawsuit for $25 million.
Things have slowly gone downhill from here since this all happened. His companies were sued for $25 million for deceptive marketing due to his steroid controversy. And obviously, there was plenty of people, including commentary channels and podcasts, that talked about the situation.
When you put it all together, it's clear that Liver King is totally destroyed right now, both legally and publicly. Even the news channels are criticizing him now, saying he can't be a role model.
It was so disturbing to me that this is someone who so many young men looked up to as a role model, when this person is the polar opposite of who a role model should be. I mean, now he's had the full mental break, but this was not a well person. And obviously his whole thing is built on a lie. He is a con artist. It is complete fraud.
So let's sum this up. First, the steroid lies, then the overpriced supplements, then the Joe Rogan controversies, and now a blood-signed contract scam with Mofo. The Liver King empire is collapsing piece by piece. But what do you think? Do you believe this time the Liver King has finally scammed the wrong people? Do you think he deserves serious jail time, or will he find a way out of this one too? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next update on this crazy story.